Our next speaker is Jay Goplay. Voted on by his peers with the approval of faculty, Jay is the recipient of this year's Carey Cup, an award established by the class of 1951 in honor of their classmate Andrew W. Carey, Jr., and given annually to the senior chosen to be the speaker for the graduating class. Jay joined Columbus Academy in kindergarten and has made a lasting impression in his time here. Ever ready to participate in the life of the school, Jay has been a part of student council for 4 years and has been a longtime member of band, choir, football, Daisy Club, service board, and has enjoyed being a tour guide and student orientation leader. Given his thoughtful nature and desire to engage in others in meaningful conversations, we're delighted to have him speak on behalf of his class.
Hi, I'm Jay Gopley, and let me start off by sharing another story from Miss Hogan's classroom. It was the second day of official classes, and I walked into the room not knowing what could follow up the first class. When everyone was settled, Miss Hogan stood up from her chair and announced, "All right, you're going to get into groups of 4 and write a mock commencement speech. One of you will be the scribe, another the speaker, and the other 2 will help with the speech. You have 10 minutes, good luck." The whole class sat there in shock from the unexpected announcement. But when we realized Miss Hogan meant business, we quickly got into our groups. The first question I asked was, "So who's going to be the speaker?" After a couple seconds, my groupmates unanimously selected me. I was honored. Even though it might have seemed like a small gesture for them, it really meant a lot that they trusted me to give the mock address. Now, it's truly a privilege to have been selected by my peers to give this real commencement address today. I would like to extend another welcome to the faculty, our families, and friends to not only our graduation ceremony, but a point in time none of us is ever going to forget. During my extended time in quarantine, I've continually thought about different hypothetical scenarios. If COVID-19 hadn't made its way to the United States, we would have had regular senior year experiences. The senior trip, a prom with me rocking my all-black suit and golden lion chain, and an in-person traditional last day, although the driveway ceremony was truly special. Additionally, this graduation ceremony would have been without masks and social distancing, and all our family members and friends would have been able to attend this event and the reception following. I know it would have meant so much for my grandparents to physically see their oldest grandchildren graduate from high school. But most importantly, the absence of the novel coronavirus would have prevented the loss of hundreds of thousands of lives and the permanent alteration to society as we know it. Another scenario is if racial injustice did not exist, we would be living in a more fair and equitable society, one that celebrates our differences and emphasizes our shared humanity. Recent acts of hate, prejudice, and discrimination against people of color, specifically the African American community, would be condemned by all and handled properly with no hesitation. But alas, the scenarios I've just described to you are not our realities, they are our fantasies. Now, while the fantasy realm is inherently more appealing than reality, and it provides us with a more comfortable existence, we can't stay there forever. It's imperative that we accept what is and live in the present moment, regardless of how difficult that may be. Because ultimately, the longer we drift away in our fantasy, the longer the problems in our reality persist. Despite the adverse events happening now, I always try and look on the bright side and I'm incredibly optimistic for the future. The sole reason for that is the class of 2020. We have the unique characteristics and diverse skill sets to profoundly impact this world. And I think that makes us the greatest class of all time. However, no one gets to be labeled the greatest without an immense amount of support. As a class, we must acknowledge and express the gratitude we have for the people who shaped us into who we are today. First, our supportive family members have allowed us to pursue our passions, and the indelible imprints they've had on our personalities will only make us mature, compassionate, and dignified citizens. In addition, we've been so generously afforded the mentorship and teachings of the Columbus Academy faculty, coaches, and staff. They've pushed us to be better versions of ourselves. Moreover, the way they've believed in us, regardless of the circumstance, has inspired us to live meaningfully and never let them down. Now, let me tell you why our class is unquestionably the best class there ever was and will be. For one, we're all dedicated to success. That's been proven with athletics, where this past fall, we won 3 state championships, 5 district championships, 4 regional championships, and most importantly, we crushed Bexley so many times. But that's just the start. The beauty with our class is we have success in all categories. For the arts, we've won competitions in choir, band, orchestra, photography, and ceramics, to name a few. We have people composing musical works, creating artistic masterpieces akin to those in museums, and putting on breathtaking theatrical performances from Shrek to Rent. For academics and extracurriculars, we have prestigious scholarship recipients, club presidents from successful organizations, and winners in state competitions from debate to science Olympiad to robotics. And lastly, in the category of competitive eating, we have a person who can eat 8 Wendy's chicken sandwiches in one sitting. I'm looking at you, Mr. Prem Jagabandhu. Nevertheless, what I'm saying is our class puts in the necessary effort and dedication to achieve what's on our minds. We've accomplished so many monumental things in high school. There's no doubt this trail of success will continue in the foreseeable future. The next contention I have is our class is filled with change makers. We refuse to stand idly by and watch the world come crumbling down. Thus, we strive to disrupt the status quo and make fundamental, innovative changes to society. Rather than express blank, meaningless sentiments, we take concrete actions. We are the type of people who do everything from organizing protests to creating unique solutions to challenging problems. We not only lead with confidence, responsibility, and kindness, but we do anything and everything to fight for the right cause. We're ambitious individuals, and therefore we develop ambitious plans. Some of them too ambitious, like that time I tried to get nap pods approved. But mark my words, nap pods will dominate the future. And guess who will be at the forefront of the movement? Anyhow, my main point is we all want to make this world a better place to live in, and we are the people that will ensure that goal. My last argument is when dealing with adversity, which we've all dealt with on countless occasions, we persevere, learn, and grow stronger. Here at school, we've dealt with everything from double block science classes to enduring through an entire advisory without snack to even baked, flaky cod Fridays. But on a more serious note, we've gone through things previous generations never had to worry about, whether that be cyberbullying, routine school shooter protocols, and even what we're experiencing now with this pandemic. Yet, this class has continued to keep our spirits high, and rather than be intimidated by life's obstacles, we encourage them. They only make us more resilient. So, we are going to take this world by storm, and all the amazing, essential qualities we possess will provide the much needed guidance as we progress. We will be the class that will bring an end to systemic problems that have plagued our society for far too long. We will be the class that will deliver a better future for all. And make no mistake about it, the successes our class are destined to have will be no fantasy, but rather a beautiful reality. Thank you.
It was a cold winter day in Minneapolis in 2013 when I first met Dr. David Hamlin.